So this is just to illustrate how to start importing products and quantities into SwiftCount. So I've created a user for each of these CC email that you sent me, and on all of them I have this password here. I'll also send you the admin password, but these are just for all the users. So the password is lock2023 exclamation mark. I'll put that in the email. So if I sign in right now, sorry, lock2023 exclamation mark. I'm not a robot. Which is so right now we're starting fresh with absolutely nothing. And if you look under well, you don't have that, but if you were logged in as an admin, you would go under settings and you'd see all the user. But for now, let's just worry first about importing the products. So I'm going to go to products, and from the products I have the option to download a template. So I'm going to download a template and I'm going to populate it and show you how to create the products. That'll be your first job. So I'm just going to select to download an empty template. So I downloaded the template, it's here, all products. And the first thing I want to do now is I want to populate that template. This is to create the items. So anytime you need to create items, you can use that template, or you can create them directly here. If I go to products, I can click on new products and I can enter all the information here. But for now, I'm just going to work with the Excel file. So this is our template to import products. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open your Excel file. So the challenge and the reason why you need to do that is because every single tab has different information. So I don't know which one you want to use. This one seems pretty straightforward. So I'm going to work with this one, and then you can decide how you want to work the other one. So the idea is you need to copy and paste the data from this file onto the SwiftCount template. So if I go to products, for example, let's say we're going to take the SKU. This one has a SKU, so I'm going to copy all the SKU. I'm going to do that whole file here just for that one. So Control C, and I'm going to put that into the part number. And the description, I'm going to take the notes. And again, I need to put that in my file, so I'm going to put it under description. Now it wants a SKU as well, or it's not necessary, but you can put a SKU here, it's up to you. But in this case here, you don't have a SKU because you're already using the SKU as a part number. So it's up to you what you want to put in the SKU. You could copy the same thing, or you could even put, I don't know, make the style, whatever. So the other information that we can put in here are, we have a category, we have a classification, but that's not really relevant. We have, so inventory type is always going to be 0 for now. Product type is always going to be 0, and space, don't worry about it. Reorder point is if you wanted to have a reorder point for that item, but again, don't worry about it, put 0. Classification, that's when you want to do an inventory count, whether it's an A, B, or C. We can look at that later. The category, I think, is important. The category is what allows you to categorize the keys together. So in your case, for example, you could put the card type would be a good category to have. So I'm going to copy that into the category. So again, just copy and paste. The price we don't have. The UPC code is if you had another number here that you wanted to use to scan, so we can do that later. For now, this one doesn't have. The cost we don't have. And the SKU we don't have. So really that's all we have here is just the part number, the description, and the category. The classification. This information is more relevant to you. So for now, I've just done this one here. I've just done the universal key. So those were pretty straightforward. So you'll have to decide when you do the other one. For example, when you do Acura Honda, the notes could be the description. You'll have to decide whether you want the part number to be the SKU or you want to have the FCC ID. But the FCC ID, a lot of them don't have it. So I would suggest maybe the SKU should be the part number and the FCC ID would be the SKU, so that the ones that don't have it, you'd be okay. And then the make could be the category. The supplier, right now, we don't really have a spot for it, so I would ignore it. So the SKU would be the part number. So the on-hand quantity we're going to worry about after, but for now, let's not worry about it. But let's continue here with the universal key, and then you'll decide how you want to do the other one. So you'll notice I haven't put yet the quantities, because the first thing we need to do is we need to create the products. So let's say we want to focus on the universal keys only. Now if I go and I have my file here, I'm going to save it. It's called products. I'm going to close it. And now I want to upload it to SwiftCount. So what I do is that I open SwiftCount. And here I go to product. And just like I downloaded from here the template, I'm going to upload it from here. It's called import product Excel. The only thing you have to know is that when you import the file, the maximum is 1,000 per file. So it's better to do one file per category. And if you have more than 1,000, you do 2 files. So that will allow you to import that file here. I'm going to pick it from your folder. And it's just called products, and do upload. So it's giving me a warning that it doesn't have a cost, and that's okay. And then just confirm and go. So you're gonna have to do that for each product category. So each of your tab could be, so here you could upload another one, but right now I'm just gonna focus on the one. You won't have to do that since you already did it. And if you were to try it again, it would basically allow you to overwrite, to just update the ones that's already. So now that I've updated that, there is 118 products. Those are the 118 products that I had here, because I started at row 3. And now I have all my products. So you're going to have to do exactly the same thing for all the other products. So all that did right now is that just created the product. We have the part number, which is a SKU. In your case, we have the description. And we have the category, which is basically the type of car. As I said, for each of the different tabs, you're going to have to decide what goes in what field. That's not something I can decide for you. So now let's do another file just to upload the quantities here. And that's a different upload. So for this one, you're going to go to locations. And here you're going to download a template for that location. So right now we only have one location, and it's called SC, which is your default location. That could be your warehouse. We can even give it a different name if we want to, but it doesn't really matter. Eventually you're going to have to, you're going to want to have other location. So here, for example, you can create a new location and call it TR1, for example. Call it truck 1. Don't worry about the space, because it's always going to be just the warehouse, but you can have different trucks and so on. And then you're going to say save and close, or save and new if you want to create other ones. So eventually you'll want to upload the inventory for the truck 1, but I'm not going to do it now. I'm just going to show you how to upload the inventory directly into the main warehouse. So in order to upload the inventory into the warehouse, that's also done through Excel, but not from the product. That's done from the location screen, where you're going to go to assign location, and here you're going to download a template with the location and the products. So when you click on download, it'll give you a file called product location. and you will save that file. It's going to be empty. And then you're going to open it and we're going to populate. So I'm still going to work on that same file that I just did. We'll have to do them one at a time. I mean, one tab at a time, but I'm still working on the same tab that I've already imported for you for this one here. I'm still working on here. Now I want the quantity for those items, and then this one will be done. Then you'll have to do the same thing for all the other ones, and then you'll have to do the same thing for the trucks. So this is what the file looks like. So this is a little bit different from the other one. This one, we assume the product already exists. We need the part number. The warehouse code is always going to be SC. The location code also is going to be SC for now because we don't really have the location, but eventually when you do the trucks, you're going to put location code TR1. The quantity is primary and all that. So let me just go ahead and show you how that works. So if I'm still working on this one, because the key field is the SKU, I'm going to copy the SKU. So again, that's why it's important for you to decide what is the key field, which is the part number basically. So that's the SKU. Now here, the other thing that matters from your file, the only other thing that we have here is the quantity. So I'm also going to copy the quantity here. I have to just make sure it matches. It doesn't matter the color, but probably don't want any color. Whatever, doesn't really matter. So we have the part number, we have the quantity, and if you look at your file, it corresponds. So for example, the last one, the XH Toy S3, we should have 2 on hand. In my file, look at the last one, XH Toy S3, I have 2 on hand. So then the only thing I need to add here is I need some other information. The warehouse code in your case is always going to be SC. So just put SC, Control C, and Control V. SC stands for Swift Count. The location code, because we're doing your main warehouse, we're also going to call it the Swift Count warehouse, or you can call it, doesn't really matter what you want to call it. For now, I'm just going to call it SC as well. Doesn't really matter. It'll just be the default. So again, Control C. Control V. And then you have some other options which are not really relevant. Is primary is if you have, this is just in a warehouse if you want to have more than one location. Don't worry about it. For now, put 0. Serial not limit, you don't have one, so you ignore it. And reorder point, we're going to put 0, 0, and that's it. So basically all this here, we're also going to copy. And paste them. So basically now we've created a file for the products that you guys call universal keys. And what that file allows me to do, I'm going to save it and I'm going to upload it. So just like I did before, we always have a download and an upload. So from here, because I want to assign the products and the location, I do it from the second part of the location form. I'm in the location, I go to the bottom, and from here, assign location, I click on import location, upload Excel location product. This is what I want to do. So next, you can uncheck this because you're not connected to an accounting package. You're going to select the same file that you just created, product location, and click on upload. And you could have a different name. You could call it 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically, it's giving you a it passed all the quantities. It's giving you some warning that you don't have a quantity. It's possible in row 100. Let's check that. Yeah, because you have 0. So that's fine. So basically, none of them failed. So the only thing you have to do, again, the limitation here is maximum 1,000 rows. We only have 118. So I'm going to say confirm and go. And basically, once we're done that, if I had more, I could say upload more, but I don't for now. I'm gonna close. So basically what I've just done right now is I've taken one of the tab of your Excel sheet, the universal keys. I created all the products and I uploaded them. So now when I look at these items, if I look at any of my products, for example, if I look on your file, that item here, I have one on hand, the XHF, whatever. So if I went to here in Swift Count, I go to products and I wanted to see what I have on my products, I can just take a quick look here. And it's showing me that I have one in my default location.